How's it going, boys? In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the 5 easiest maps in COD Zombies history. I know maps are subjective and some maps may be harder for some than others, but overall, these are the maps that most people and myself find quite easy. If you guys feel like I left out a map that you think is easy, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And also, feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed the video to stay up to date. Without wasting any more time, let's get right to it. Kicking off the list at number 5, we have Buried. Now, Buried on its own isn't that easy of a map with its very odd and somewhat vertical layout and box spawns. But what makes this map easy is pretty much everything that combats those issues. As for every problem you have, you can easily fix. For starters, let's start off with the weapon issues. Typically for most maps, wall weapons are already pre-placed in a specific way, making getting to some a bit annoying. But with Buried, you have the option to put most wall weapons at whatever spot you want. And while most people don't use wall weapons, on Buried you have two very good weapons, that being the AN-94 and the SVU. The next thing that makes this map quite easy is the way you travel through the map with the Paralyzer. This weapon not only kills zombies up until the 70s, but it also allows for fast travel, making it so that you don't have to run around the whole map to get to certain things that would normally take up a huge chunk of time. You simply jump while shooting it and bam, you save yourself several minutes of unnecessary running. Lastly, we gotta talk about Leroy and traps. Leroy serves many purposes on the map, such as opening up certain parts of the map that are unbuyable, but more notably, he can also lock the mystery box in place, meaning it'll never move again for the remainder of the run. He can also hold a zombie in place to give you enough time to do whatever it is you need to do, like pack a punch and so on. But what makes Leroy broken is his ability to build traps for you. And to me, this is what makes Buried one of the easiest maps, as traps are a crucial part of Buried. Once they're all built, you can literally sit in a corner with friends, or in my case, alone, and you don't even have to shoot. You can go get a bag of chips or use a bathroom, and when you come back, you'll probably still be alive. At number 4, we have the most forgotten map in BO1, Ascension. For this map, you're either one of two people. You either like it because it's easy, or you hate it because it's too easy. For me, I'm somewhere along the middle. I do like the layout of the map, but it is more on the plain side of things, and I think that's one of the reasons the map is so easy. You have easy access to multiple wide open training spots, and you could pretty much stay at those for however long you want without having to run elsewhere. And if for some reason you do need to get out of there, you have lunar landers. And not to mention, you have multiple traps, the spawn spinny thingy, and the thunder gun at your disposal. The only real issue you have in Ascension is the monkeys, but even that isn't that big of an issue, as you only really need Jug to survive. There isn't really a whole lot more to say about this map. It's just very wide open, and a lot of things get you out of sticky situations, making it one of the easiest maps in COD history. Coming in at number 3, we have the all-time classic, Kino der Toten. I was thinking of putting this map at number 1, but there is another map that I think is way easier. So, what makes Kino an easy map? By default, it was most people's first zombies experience, which makes it one of the most played maps ever. It has a very basic layout, making it easy to remember and learn as well. It has all the fundamentals you need, like guns, pack-a-punch, and, of course, perks. Aside from all that, it does have very solid training spots, the main ones being the stage, spawn, and the theater in general. And if you feel like camping, you can always sit by Jug for as long as you're able to. Another thing that makes Kino very easy is the amount of traps it has. Not only the amount of traps, but the placement of the traps. You can essentially train around the whole map spanning traps and get to a high round. Alongside that, you also have the introduction of the thunder gun, and by default, if the map has the thunder gun, it's gonna be an easy time. Overall, I think Kino has a very good balance between easy and fun, as most easy maps tend to be a little bit boring. It's the perfect map to learn all the basics, as it has everything you need. And who can forget the countless nights spent with friends shooting the shit on this map? Where'd the good times go? Rolling in at number 2 on today's list, we have Revelations. I don't even think there's an argument to be made as to why Revelations is as high on the list. This is quite possibly the easiest map in COD history on paper. There are so many things about this map that make it easy, and the main one being the wonder weapons. You get the thunder gun and the Apocxlpse, which you can upgrade, like, what the fuck. That on its own is already broken, but then you have the map itself. You can basically train in each of the areas alone or with the full squad, and I think by far the easiest spot has to be by spawn. Like, you could do a whole spawn room only challenge there. Aside from that, you also have double pack-a-punch, which is basically a third wonder weapon, and who can forget the specialist. I really think the devs just said fuck it and crammed as much shit in there as possible. There's also Arnie's, which, again, you can upgrade, so if for some reason you do find yourself in a bad situation, you can always toss one of these bad boys and you'll be good to go. For some reason, I also forgot about this, but in Revelations, you do have the Dragon Shield along with masks, which grant you a variety of things, such as extra speed, lives, and etc. I'm not big on using these, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to get half of them, but basically, the last mask allows you to take up to 9 hits to down, which if you ask me, is just insane. But yeah, this map is beyond busted, and there's no way you don't get to around the 100 on this map, so Revelations takes the number 2 spot on today's video. At number 1 on today's list, we have Shi No Numa, unfortunately. I hope you're happy, Caleb. But not just Shi No Numa, specifically the World at War version. I know, Shi No Numa at number 1, crazy, but let me explain. On paper, this isn't the easiest map as there isn't any Pack-a-Punch and you basically only have one wonder weapon which doesn't have a whole bunch of ammo. But the thing that does make this map the easiest in my opinion is the zombie spawn count, which is 24 zombies per round, making high rounds insane. I mean, just look at this. With there only being 24 zombies per round, you can just use a Wonder Waff until dog round and then refill your ammo until the next dog round. Yep, dog rounds are a little busted on this map, but if you can make it past that, then you're good to go until whenever you get bored, I guess. Besides the zombie count, you're also welcome with a very good training spot by the Flogger Trap, so if you're not very good with the Wonder Waff, you can always just use the Flogger Trap to get through the rounds as well. There isn't really a whole lot to say on this map as it's pretty basic, and I mean basic, but that's what makes Shi No Numa on World at War specifically the easiest map in COD history, in my opinion at least. BO1 and BO3 versions are a whole different story though, so good luck trying to get past round 100 on any version of those. That's gonna do it for today's video, lads. I hope you all enjoyed. If you agreed or disagreed with any of the maps or placements, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And if you guys have any more ideas you'd like to share for future videos, also feel free to leave it in the comments below. I've also been thinking of live streaming on YouTube recently, so if you'd like to see that happen, also feel free to leave that in the comments. It's a lot of comments in this one. Anyways, enough yapping. Have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bam!